We keep on moving, we keep on moving along, we keep on rolling. No, we ain't slowing it down. We keep on moving, we keep on moving along, we keep on rolling. Yeah, no, we ain't slowing it down. Let's go. We ain't slowing down, baby. Come and show me how. Gotta do it right now. You know you gotta hold me down. Can I let the moment pass? Good things they never last. Pull up in a whip, you know I had to hit the gas. Yeah, that's premium. Pull up with a team and I'm ain't worried about the other side. They know that they ain't beating. I'm on everything I love. Work to the man above. Keep it cool, calm, collected. At this point, you get the message. Life is hectic, but we gotta keep it rolling. No, gotta keep it moving, keep it moving like we stole it. Though rolling with the punches, giving hits like we are Interscope. Even though I'm clocking, punching in, I'm independent though. Staying prayed up, ain't nothing gon' phase us. Ain't never gon' let a lame say what they just made up. I never take a pay cut, we getting what we worth in. I never change the blueprint cause we know it's really working. Keep on moving, we keep on moving along. Keep it moving, keep it rolling. No, we ain't slowing it down. Never slowing down, never moving. We keep on moving along. Keep it moving, keep it rolling. No, we ain't slowing it down. Never gonna lose it. Cause we in it for the movement. If I'm lying, then I'm flying. Don't play into their amusement. If we trying, we ain't dying. Never sleep, never sleep, never. The moment that you rest your head, they think they can't compete. If you gotta skip steps, then the plan is not complete. Get your reps in, get your reps in, get your. Never rest on a past success. You gotta love what you do if you trying to be the best. Keep on moving, we keep on moving along. Keep it moving, keep it rolling. We ain't slowing it down. Never slowing down, never moving. We keep on moving along. Keep it moving, keep it rolling. Keep it rolling, keep it moving. We ain't never gonna lose it.
Who's been to Epstein Island, mate? Good afternoon, good morning, good evening, wherever and whatever you're doing in the world. I hope you've had a great day and I hope you're very well. More well than Dolly Parton, some would say. You know what I mean? Too soon.
What?
Too soon? Too soon. Too soon. Too soon. But she was all for the things, you know what I mean? She was all for those things. So no tears shed from me. And that's all I can say on that, really. Anyway, enough about that and those big boobs. Anyway, Too Shy is here, everybody. Yes, Too Shy's here. And the wonderful, beautiful, marvellous, incredibly talented, soon-to-be paralytic Beth Gish is here, everybody. Oh, yeah, without a shadow of a doubt, it's been one of them days. Anyway, ain't they all like that? If you're new here and you're just sort of come across this stream, please wait, don't rush off, stay. Subscribe, put the thumbs up, stay and listen to the dulcet tones of this old lunatic. Anyway, we're going to be talking about the news, as always, stuff that's in the headlines and all the rest of it, because it's me hobby. It's me hobby, basically. That's why I do this. I certainly don't do it for the follows. Too many laughs, Gaz. I know. I don't do it for the follows, that's for sure. It's absolutely because, you know, I haven't got many.
Don't talk like one of them. You're not.
I know I'm not one of them, but you know what I mean? They all do it, don't they? They all say it. Just do the thumbs up, do the subscribe, the algorithm and all that stuff. I don't know what's going on. Maybe my videos are just crap. Maybe my streams are just rubbish. I don't know. Nasulium is here, everybody. Yes. Good to see you, Nasulium, as well. I hope you're well, mate. So what do we got for you in the wonderful world of chaos and multiple taxes that they keep throwing at us, or potentially throwing at us? Let's have a look at the first one, shall we? Burnham refuses to rule out tax rises in autumn budget. You what? More taxes?
What?
I know. More. Potentially more taxes are coming. It's incredible. It's incredible. How can they keep taxing us? What point is the system going to... When are people going to break? Normal working people, when are we going to be broken? financially totally, where it just doesn't make any sense anymore, because you just can't earn enough to just live. Do you know what I mean? Are we going to come to that point? It does seem to me like that is on the cards over the next 12, 24 months for sure. Because I don't think inflation's going to come down anytime soon with everything that's going on. Anyway, we'll look into this article from our new leader, Burnham. Oh, he's gone frozen again. He always freezes on me, don't he, now? What? I should... I might have to... What? Hey, if you're going to do it when you need to. See? He's just out of time, isn't he?
Imagine no more.
Imagine that you're going to be taxed even more soon. Imagine that. Imagine that, hey, Andy? Imagine that. Let's have a little look then. Andy Burnham has refused to rule out tax rises in the up-and-coming autumn budget, saying he won't be unrealistic about the challenging state of public finances. There's quite a bit in there, isn't there, really? The challenging state of public finances. Why are public finances in a challenging state? Well, I've got a few suggestions. I'm sure you have as well. One of them is stop paying for illegal immigrants, full stop, end of chat, right? Stop that. Stop, for the short term anyway, stop sending money abroad for whatever the reason they do that, aid. Stop that. We need it here. Our people need it. We need it. Stop that, right? What else can we stop? Oh, yeah, stop giving Ukraine loads of money for a war that we shouldn't even be involved in the first place. We should be the arbiters of peace. That's what we should be as a nation. We shouldn't be anything to do with a war with anyone at all, in my opinion. What do you think? Am I right? Am I wrong? You know what I mean? So if you was to do just those few things there, I'm sure you would save probably trillions of pounds. Literally trillions. But you won't, will you? No, you're just going to tax us so you can keep doing what you're doing, which is destroying everything, in my opinion. The Prime Minister said he would take a careful approach, of course he will, to the economy, and defended his previously announced cost of living pledges as funded spending commitments. The other thing is we've got the new Chancellor of the Exchequer, the one who resigned under the release of sausages, Starmer. We've got him now, haven't we? And he wanted more money for the war stuff, for the Ukraine, and for our defence. So he's in charge of the purse strings now. So I personally predict with my little crystal balls, not so little, not crystal, definitely balls. Anyway, I predict that we are going to see tax rises, even if they're stealthily done. They will definitely do it. Definitely, in my opinion, because they've got to get the money from somewhere. They don't generate any. Burnham became Prime Minister in July, after 25,000 votes in Makerfield. It's shocking. It makes my nose twitch, as you can probably see. You know what I mean? Actually disgusting. I know. Too many laughs. I've got a hair on my little tash, right, that's tickling my nose. It's annoying. It's not as annoying as flies, but it's annoying all the same. Anyway, subscribe. Thanks. Anyway, Burnham became Prime Minister in July, promising to give people breathing space and help with the cost of living, but questions remain over how major policies such as social care reforms will be funded. Well, they'll probably just take it all away from the disabled. You know what I mean? Let's start with the weakest in society. Let's make their life even more hellish by making them get jobs. You know what I mean? Because that's the perfect solution. Take their benefits away and make them go to work. What work? I know, what work? Okay, but let's do it. Let's do that, shall we, Burnham? Experts have previously warned that he and Chancellor John Healey will have little financial room to manoeuvre in their first budget on the 28th of October. Speaking during his first visit to Ukraine, of course he's gone there. Why wouldn't he? Burnham said the policies announced so far, including capping bus fares at £2, brilliant. I mean, hallelujah, you know what I mean? Have I got a hallelujah? I think I have got a hallelujah somewhere. I think I've got a hallelujah somewhere. Come on, yeah, I have. Hallelujah. Yeah. £2 bus fares are capped. Yeah, definitely. That's if one thing we need is we need to cap bus fares at £2. That's absolutely gonna smash the cost of living crisis. That is. And cutting VAT on household electricity bills were the first steps that I felt able to make. Brilliant, aren't they? So you're not thought about just sort of saying, right, we're not going to pay for no more of these illegals. We're gonna make camps, put them in them, and deport them all, right? And we're definitely going to stop the boats coming. We're not going to have to do any of that anymore. We're not doing none of that. You're not doing any of that, are you? No. Why not? Why aren't you doing that? That'll save a load of money. And we're doable because he was able to reprioritise funding from elsewhere. Where was that from? I took the decision early on that digital ID wasn't the top priority for now, and so we've reprioritised funding to other priorities. He said in an interview with ITV. What are the priorities? £2 bus fares? Is that your priorities, mate? Asked if the public needed to accept some of the new policies would have to be paid for in tax rises, Burnham said they wouldn't necessarily have to accept that. Pushed on whether he would need to raise taxes to cover spending gaps, he said, I will always take a careful approach to things. I ran Greater Manchester for 10 years and we ran a very tight ship with rock-solid finances. I don't know about that. Maybe some of you know better about that than me. I don't know. Nothing will change as I come into this role as Prime Minister. I won't take risks with people's jobs or their livelihoods or their family finances. I will try to help them in whatever way I can. I have already done some things that will help them. I'll tell you what you could do. You could lower rates, council tax. You could lower that. Or get rid of it, couldn't you? No, you can't do that, can you? Because you depend on it. Burnham previously told the BBC he accepts his earlier announcements aimed at tackling the cost of living are not enough on their own and hinted at further support. Speaking during his first official overseas visit on Monday, he said, while he would do what he could, I won't be unrealistic and people really need to understand that. You need to understand that, right? What you've got to do is you've got to imagine it.
Imagine no more.
Yeah, imagine it. Just imagine that your taxes aren't going up, because that's as close as you're going to get to it. We are in a challenging position. Whatever I do will be carefully thought through. It will be funded and there will be more to come as we go into the autumn. Last week, official figures showed the government borrowed more than expected in July, despite a record month for income tax receipts. Inflation also reached a 4-month high of 2.9% in July, and it is expected to rise further due to the ongoing impact of the Iran war, which has hit energy prices and fuel costs. Experts have warned Burnham and Healey that they need to either raise taxes or cut spending elsewhere, as pressure on the public finances has left no room for extra borrowing. Both the Prime Minister and Chancellor have vowed to stick to their fiscal rules set by former Chancellor Rachel Reeves. If she was so good, why didn't he keep her? If she was so good, why didn't he keep her on? The rules are designed to ensure day-to-day spending is funded through tax revenue by the end of the Parliament and to reduce debt as a proportion of GDP. None of that's going to happen. None of that, trust me, none of that is going to happen. I'm telling you now. Ray Newton-Smith, Chief Executive of the Confederation of British Industry, said business owners wanted to create opportunities for young people, but the cost of employing people has gone up so much. The business leaders I speak to say that the cost of doing business has gone up so much that it's holding them back from creating opportunities, she told the Today programme. She said targeted support for businesses would create more growth and more opportunities that saves money for the government and ultimately leads to higher tax receipts. Well, there you go. So we'll see in the autumn, won't we? It's going to be interesting. It's going to be another farce, if you ask me. It'll be a lot of gobbledygook. A lot of gobbledygook. If you don't know what gobbledygook is, that is gobbledygook. Anyway, you're welcome. So, What have we got next? Oh yeah, more good news. Even more good news for your well-stretched income, right? So stretched, in fact, we've got even more good news on it. Household energy bills to hit 3-year high as Ofgem announces 4% rise from October. Wonderful.
What?
Hey, calm down. Yes, that's what they're going to do. This is what they're going to do. Energy prices for millions of households will rise to the highest level for 3 years under regulator Ofgem's price cap. Ofgem said the price cap will increase by 4% on the 1st of October, driven by higher wholesale gas prices due to the Iran war. It's all to do with Iran, isn't it? If it is genuinely all to do with the Iran war, right, all of it is genuinely all to do with the Iran war, we can only thank Trump for that and Netanyahu. That's all. That's all you can do. All you can do, all you can thank, right? Well, I'll tell you what, no, not just that. You can also thank Ed Miliband and Net Zero, right, and all that nonsense, right? You can thank him for that as well, yeah, and all that subsidies for green energy, which isn't green. It isn't green. It isn't green, right? If you've got an issue with it being green, let me know in the chat. Let me know in the comments, and I'll do a video all about how green it just isn't. Ofgem said the price cap will increase 4% by higher wholesale gas prices. Oh yeah, sorry, due to the Iran war. Yes, thank you, Trump. Thank you, Ed Miliband, and thank you, Netanyahu. Brilliant for your illegal attack on Iran. A household using a typical amount of gas and electricity will pay £60 a year more, but more than a third of households are on fixed tariffs, so their prices will not change. But a lot ain't, so that eventually their prices will change. The government said its cut to VAT on electricity bills will save households £45. And it was doing more to address cost of living pressures, but opposition parties said Labour was not doing enough. Opposition parties. What opposition? It's the uni party. What opposition is that? There's no opposition. It's just different colours. Different faces with different rosettes. It's all the same. They all work for the same people, which certainly isn't us, in my opinion. The government's... Oh, yeah. Shush. The new cap will hit household bills as the colder weather arrives in October. I thought we was under... Hang on. I thought we was having the global warming and the global climate change, and it was going to be, like, hot forever because of it. You know what I mean? What do you mean it's going to get cooler?
The Führer couldn't have said it better himself.
Exactly. So what you're saying is we're going to have seasons like normal. All right, some are hotter and some are colder than others, but it's going to be normal. Is that what you're saying? Ultimately. I think that is what you're saying. I think you've just said it. Suppliers say energy debt has rocketed. Yeah, of course it has. Nobody can afford to pay it. Nobody can afford to pay it. So are you in a position where you're paying your full whack on your energy bills, or are you deferring it, saying, look, I can't afford that, you're going to have to do something, because it just ain't here. I just ain't got it. You know what I mean? I've got to put food on my table. You know what I mean? I've got to pay me rent. I've got to pay me mortgage. I can't afford this. You know what I mean? What are you going to do? Because once upon a time, see, when I was a kid, if you didn't pay your... When I was a kid, right, there was 8 of us, one single parent, right? Poverty, massively, right? All on benefit, everybody, benefits, right? My mum was on benefits. I had free dinners, all of it. Terrible. I had a great childhood, don't get me wrong. Brilliant. But back then, if you didn't pay a water bill, they'd come and cut your water off. They didn't care if you had kids in the house. Back then, if you couldn't pay electricity bill, they'd cut the electric off. They cut it off. You'd sit in the winter, freezing cold, in the dark. No water, no electric. Unbelievable. I don't think they can do it now. I don't think they can actually do it now. You know what I mean? Because if they could, I can assure you they fucking would. Suppliers say energy debt has rocketed, and with high bills likely to persist, have called for more support for those struggling to pay. How would you give them more support? They ain't got any money as it is. It's a loop, isn't it? It's a spiral. It's supposed to be like this. The whole system is designed like this. But I think at some point, the house of cards is going to fall down at some point. I'm not sure when, and I'm not sure how. But I do believe at some point it will. The whole house of cards will just shatter, and then we'll see where we are then. This is terrible. This is terrible, but there is one thing. For those of you, I'm not going to explain it, but when I read it, I will say something. And for those of you that understand, you understand. For those of you that you don't, you don't. I'm not getting into it, right? I'm not going to get into it. But anyway, this is bad, though. This is bad. Nepalese authorities say 33 UK nationals missing after flash floods. The key thing I take out of that is the number 33. Now, if you know, you know. If you don't, you don't. But anyway, there it is. Nepalese authorities say 33 UK nationals missing after flash floods. I don't know if you've seen this. It's horrendous. 33 people from the UK are among hundreds feared missing following a deadly flash flood near Nepal-Tibet border. Flooding and mudslides hit the rural, or I don't know how you say it, region in the morning on Wednesday, killing at least 95 people in Nepal and 3 in Tibet, according to Chinese state media. I'll show you the video in a minute. I'll show you a couple of videos on this in a minute. I'm surprised that was the least of the dead. I mean, I wouldn't be surprised if it's a lot higher than that. Nepal police said 579 tourists are missing, including 466 who are foreign nationals from 28 different countries. The UK Foreign Office said it is working closely with Nepalese authorities following reports of British nationals who are missing, and has encouraged Brits to follow local guidance and remain alert to the changing situation. According to the Nepal police, 113 of the missing tourists are Nepalese and 54 are from the US. Excursion company Alpine Eco Trek, which offers guided expeditions and tours in Nepal, told the Press Association that 12 British nationals on its tour in the region, as well as 2 Irish nationals, were on an excursion across the Nepal-Tibet border and are believed to be missing. Manager, hopefully they're well. Hopefully they were on high ground and they are fine. Hopefully. Manager Kumar Adhikari said there was not much info to share at the moment, but yes, we have 12 British citizens supposed to make entry this morning. According to the company's travel logs shared with PA, the age of the missing British citizens ranges from 13 to 65. It'd be tragic if they're caught in this. Foreign Secretary Ed Miliband, what's he going to say? It's climate. It's going to be the climate, and it's going to be the climate change. Said he is deeply concerned by news of the flash flooding and wrote on social media, "All my thoughts are with those affected, with the British nationals in the area and their relatives here at home." In a joint statement with Australia, the EU, Finland, France, Norway and Switzerland, the UK Embassy in Nepal urged British nationals in Nepal to exercise caution in affected areas. The flood hit early on Wednesday in Rasuwa, just north of Nepal's capital, Kathmandu, with preliminary information suggesting it was caused by an earthquake, triggering an avalanche which melted snow pouring into the Bohat Koshir River. I thought it was a dam break. I honestly thought they were going to say a dam had broken or something like that. Dramatic CCTV footage showed a wall of water and mud hitting buildings near a border crossing, and video filmed from inside a bus in Trishuli captured dozens of people trying to flee a flood surge that was surging through the valley. I've never seen anything like this. It's mad. I'm going to show you the video. Meanwhile, Chinese state media outlet CCTV said a mudslide in Tibet's Guyarong killed 3 people and left 265 missing, with rescue efforts underway. It is horrific. I mean, the videos are horrific. If you're of a weak constitution, don't watch these videos. If you're of that weak, how did you get this far in life? But anyway, we digress. So let's have a look. What we'll do is we'll pull up this, and I'll pause it, and take a check out of this. Absolutely unbelievable scenes. Oh, shut up, Dolly, Muppet. Absolutely unbelievable scenes. It beggars belief, really, doesn't it? That such a thing. I mean, the power of it. Apparently, in 1 square metre of water, that's a ton. That's a ton. Just 1 square metre of water is a ton. And, I mean, I don't know. If there was an earthquake and it dislodged a load of... I mean, really? Can that do... I don't know. I don't know. Apparently, there's been loads of earthquakes all over the place lately. Who knows what's going on? Who knows? Nature? Natural? I don't know. Probably. I really don't know. Why is Dolly Parton there? Why is... I don't want to look at Dolly Parton, thanks very much. I'm not interested. So let's go back to... where was that? Where was that? I wanted to see... Bezik is here, everybody! How you doing, Bezik? Good to see you, mate. Yeah, I mean, catastrophe on a scale, like, unbelievable. The power of it. That building, I'll show you that. I'm trying to find it again. That video, because it's... where is it gone? Why did it go to Dolly Parton? For fuck's sake. Where is it? Oh, there it is. Right, we'll try and do it again. Let's have a look. So what we'll do is we'll bang it up again, and I'll get it full screen. That building there, so there's a building that you can see, and where do I pause it? That yellow building, the whole thing, see, like, all the coaches, look at all the coaches there on the wall, all parked in the thing, and then you've got these lorries, all the lorries down the hill, but this whole area gets absolutely destroyed, absolutely smashed to bits by the water. The power is immense of this thing. Water is just, when it's on a mass like that. I mean, look, all the buses are moving. Look, that's it. It's collapsed. The whole thing has collapsed. The whole thing collapsed. I mean, what chance have you got down there running around? What chance have you got trying to outrun that? I mean, what would you do in that situation? I mean, I don't even know if you'd have time to really process what's going on. You can't really... Because the thing is, even if you hid from it, right, or tried to, when it's lifting up things like lorries and massive bits of buildings, and that's all in the water coming at you as well, you're just going to get smashed to bits, aren't you? You know, regardless if you can survive the being in the water, everything that it's pushing along in the water is going to be hitting everything. It's just... I'm surprised there's not more. I'll be surprised if they don't say later on that there's a lot more dead out of this, because it's just unbelievable. I mean, look at it. I don't know. It's a bit puzzling, this video. It's a bit puzzling. Why are they cutting it? I don't understand why they're cutting it, right? You have a look at this. I don't get that. So you can see it there, right? And then, all right, I can appreciate that bit cut. But then the coaches start to move. Right? The coaches are all getting pushed. And then it cuts. Why have they cut it there? And then put it back there? Why? What was on there? I don't get that. Like this bit. Why didn't they just leave it running all the way through? Because obviously, look, see the cut? See, this is my conspiracy head, isn't it? There's a cut there. Right there, they've cut it. Why? And then they just show you it, bosh, and you don't really see anything there, do you, look? Why did they cut that? I don't know. And this, just look at it, just moves the bridge. Just breaks the bridge in half and then just moves it. Look at it. Unbelievable. That must have been a sight to see when you were stood up wherever that person was stood up there. Just ripped it off. Just took it like it was nothing. Like it was a twig in the water. And this, look. I think it ends up, that little bridge that's going across. Yeah, it takes it, look. It takes that bridge, just rips it off. Unreal. Unreal. Anyway, prayers to the people. Hopefully people survived it, you know. Very tragic, if you ask me. Very, very tragic. Bezic, perhaps it was not to not show the people being washed away. Maybe. You're not going to see them, though, are you? All you're going to do is, I mean, it's just going to be the water going over. You ain't going to see nothing from that angle. But yeah, absolutely devastating. Really devastating. And then what we got, then we get this. Yellow warnings remain in force as rain and thunderstorms hit parts of UK. Oh yes, so now we're going to have it, are we? We're going to have a load of rain. Well, we need the rain, to be honest. We absolutely do need the rain because the leaders in our societies, they do not force infrastructure to be upgraded and improved and built upon, like more reservoirs, just in case. Because you think, wouldn't you? You think with all their chat about climate change and extreme weather patterns, you think with all that been going on since what, the 60s? Maybe, I don't know, 60s, 70s, I don't know when it all started. I thought we were supposed to be all underwater now. I thought all the polar stuff's supposed to be melted, all the Antarctic's supposed to be melted, and we're all supposed to be like drowned now. But you know, that's what they said, didn't they? Didn't Al Gore say 2012 would be it? Right, well, it's 2026 now, Al. You know what I mean? But you think if they had those sort of predictions, they would have made infrastructure to cope with it. So if they were predicting really, really high arid drought conditions, they'd have had the foresight to create more reservoirs and store water better and much more of it. But they haven't, have they? They haven't, though, have they? No, they just take the money and give it to the shareholders, the profits, which is wrong. I'm not a communist. I certainly ain't a leftist. I've just got common sense. It's just common sense. If anything, I'd be called the far right. Yeah, if anything, that's what I'd be called. You know what I mean? It's just, how's stream going, mate?
It was fucking biblical, mate.
Cheers, mate. And while we're talking about biblical, who's in the Epstein files, mate?
Everyone!
Ah, yes, everyone's in there. Let's not forget about the Epstein files, eh? Let's not forget. Never forget the Epstein files, people. Anyway, yellow warnings remain in force as rain and thunderstorms hit parts of the UK. I'm glad to see the rain, me personally. Downpours and thunderstorms will continue to bring the risk of flooding to parts of the UK on Wednesday. A Met Office yellow warning for thunderstorms is valid until 10 o'clock tonight and was amended on Wednesday morning to cover northern and eastern Wales, as well as north west England, the Midlands and parts of eastern and southern England. The rain could be heavy enough to bring flash flooding and travel disruption, with lightning and large hail posing additional hazards. You don't want large hail. I've seen that in Spain when I lived in Spain. There was luckily, my vehicle was under a carport where I used to park in the evening or whatever when I weren't out and about, and where I lived, place I rented. And this day there was hailstorms, mate. The hail was like, they were like balls like that. They were bigger than my balls. You know what I mean? Two-minute laughs, Gaz, and they're not little balls, I can assure you of that. Anyway, what's that called? Masculine. What do they call it? What do they call that thing where you can't be masculine? What do they call that again? There's a thing, isn't there? There's a thing they all rave about, don't they? Saying you can't be masculine. It's like, it's really bad. It's really bad to be that masculine. What is that thing called? Toxic masculinity. That's the one. It's toxic masculinity.
Don't talk like one of them. You're not.
I know I'm not, mate.
Don't talk like one of them. You're not.
I'm not. Right, anyway. Yeah, so there was a bit of toxic masculinity for you. Big, beefy balls. Anyway. Shut up. So what I want, my stream, don't like it, don't watch it. No, do watch it. Thumbs up, subscribe. If you've got this far, you must be. If you're enjoying it, good. I'm glad. That's what I'm here for. To give you a little bit of joy into your otherwise sad life, whatever. Shut up. It can't be any sadder than mine. Mine's not sad, actually. It's quite good now. Anyway, flash flooding. Oh, yeah. So they came down these... Oh, that's what I was saying. So they came down these massive hail balls, right? It was... anyway, I'm not reading that out. Anyway, so yeah, they were massive. And I'm not kidding you, right? Cars and vehicles, they were dented. The windscreens were smashed in. That's how big they were. They had, like, pummeled vehicles. Some vehicles were just pitted all over the bonnet, everywhere. The boot, the back windows are smashed. The fucking windscreen's gone in. The roof's all dented. It was crazy. Like I say, fortunately for me, my vehicle at that point was under a carport, so it was totally protected, which was lucky, to be fair. Yes. Another Met Office yellow warning is in place for Thursday, when more thunderstorms are expected. For some areas there have been barely any rain so far this August. The next few days could bring the wettest weather in many weeks. Where will Wednesday be wettest? That's a tongue twister. Where will Wednesday be wettest? Where I can tell you where it's going to be wettest, but I won't. Too many laughs, guys. Too many laughs. Bez Basic sounds like meat and 10 veggie. I have no idea. Maybe you're talking about me. Yeah. Anyway, the Met Office yellow thunderstorm warnings covers a large swathe of England and Wales, and some early cloud and rain, sunny spells will develop across the area. However, scattered thundery downpours will spring up during the afternoon. As much as 20 to 30 millimetres of rain could fall in some locations within just an hour, and it is even possible that 40 to 50 millimetres could accumulate over a few hours. And the drains, lots of the drains are blocked because the councils just ain't got the money to clear them out. Even though they charge fortunes for road tax, they charge fortunes for council tax, and still we have blocked drains. And they say, oh no, the water can't get away naturally because it's just all blocked because you just won't spend the money on the infrastructure. Anyway, however, due to the hit and miss nature of showers, some places will miss the rain, and weather apps may struggle to get the detail of the forecast correct. But you can predict the weather for the next 100 years because of climate change. Is that what you're saying? But you can't predict where it's going to rain when the rain is outside. What? You what? Is that what we're saying?
What?
I know. Doesn't make sense to me. Anyway, that's where the rain's going to be. I'll show you on a bigger picture so you can see it. That's where they're saying the rain may be, potentially, in that general vicinity. Where the rain does fall, flash flooding is a real concern. This will be especially problematic where the ground is hard and the prolonged dry spell, making it difficult for the wastewater to soak in. And the fact that not all the drains are cleared. Right? Just bear that in mind. They're not saying that, but they should, because they're supposed to be the BBC and they're supposed to be holding these people to account, but they don't, do they? Difficult driving conditions are expected, with the chance that some roads could be closed. Large hail and frequent lightning are also possible. Northern Ireland will also see some showers, but these are likely to be less intense with less thunder. Many parts of Scotland will remain dry with sunny spells. You never thought you were coming on here for a weather report, did you? You never thought that was going to happen, did you? Well, it's happening. Although some showers are likely in the southwest later. Yes. Thunderstorms to continue on Thursday. Thursday will bring another zone of thunderstorms, again affecting mostly England and Wales. The Met Office has issued a further yellow weather warning, valid from 6 a.m. until 10 o'clock at night. Widespread rainfall totals 20 to 30 millimetres and expected in the warning area in the warning area within 3 hours, while some areas could see 52 inches within the same time frame. There is a small chance that the eastern-facing hills exposed to easterly winds could record 75 millimetres, 3 inches during 12 hours, which would bring a significant flood risk. Gusty winds may also accompany the storms, especially in southern England on Thursday morning. I think I'm going to escape it by the looks of it. The showers may eventually reach southern Scotland and Northern Ireland, but they are likely to weaken and become less intense as they drift northwards. Okay, I'll show you that one as well. So there you go, quite a large area there. But I think by the looks of that, might just be skirted out of it. Might just, yeah, with a bit of luck. Wettest weather in weeks for parts of southern UK. Despite a period of unsettled weather last week, some southern parts of the UK have still seen barely any rain recently. Brize Norton in Oxfordshire has recorded just 0.4 millimetre of rain so far this August, less than 1% of what it would normally expect during the month as a whole. In July, it received only 1 millimetre. Kew Gardens recorded no rain at all in July and only 1.8 millimetres so far this month. It means the rain we are expecting this week is likely to far outstrip what has fallen recently in some areas. Why you may not see showers and thunderstorms on your weather app. Basic. I was on the Norfolk Broads in a barge with my mum and dad when Michael Fish told us there wasn't going to be any bad weather back in the 80s. We couldn't move for 3 days. It were a bit damp. Is that the one where he said to that woman, she said there was, what did she say? There's going to be like, Michael Fish. But didn't she say there was a woman sort of contacted him and said like it's going to be a major storm, and he sort of was on his weather. Let's find it for shits and giggles. Let's actually find it, shall we? Let's find it. What was his name? Michael Fish. Hang on. Let's find it so we can put it into perspective for anybody that's watching it who's not of our age, who doesn't remember it. It's quite funny at the time. Let's have a look. Right, let's have a look. Here. It's got to be here, isn't it? Yeah, hang on. Here we go. Right.
Earlier on today, apparently a woman.
Yeah, look, earlier on today, apparently a woman. Right, have a look at this. This is Michael Fish in 1987, the weatherman.
Earlier on today, apparently a woman rang the BBC and said she heard that there was a hurricane on the way. Well, if you're watching, don't worry, there isn't. But having said that, actually, the weather will become very windy, but most of the strong winds, incidentally, will be down over Spain and across into France.
And as it topped up, there was a hurricane. There really was a hurricane. So she was right, and he was supposed to be a top weather guy. Obviously, I don't know if they sacked him after that. They certainly should have, or whoever give him his information, because there was it was a hurricane, wasn't it? That's what happened. Yeah, I remember that well as well. It was quite funny at the time. Anyway, back to this. Right. Why, well, that's where we were, wasn't it? Why you may not see showers and thunderstorms on your weather app. Thunderstorms are often very hit and miss. Some places can see flooding, downpours, while others, perhaps only a few miles away, avoid the heaviest rain and stay essentially dry. Weather apps, including the BBC weather app, can struggle in these scenarios. Forecasters know that the conditions are ripe for storms to form, with warm, humid air across the UK interacting with a zone of cooler air pushing in from the west, higher in the atmosphere. This generates low pressure and instability. However, the computer weather models that drive weather apps will always struggle to pinpoint exactly where and when the biggest storms will spring up. It's a bit like heating popcorn kernels in a pan. Really, is that what it is? Is that what the weather is? Is it? Okay. You cannot know precisely which kernels will pop and in which order, while some kernels may not pop at all. Wow, brilliant. Some of the storms will also occur at night, which may mean they do not show up in the daily weather icons. It is worth keeping an eye on the hourly weather symbols as well as the percentage chances of rain if you are making outdoor plans. Yes, there you go. That is the weather report from GAZ X on the live stream. Bez says, LOL, Bez. I was in the southeast and it was mental. I have pics of me at the park looking into big holes where the trees were lifted out of the ground. Jesus. And Bez says, yeah, it was a bit blowy too, I recall. Yeah, just a bit. It was back then, weren't it? And then we'll get to this this should be the last article that we're going to be speaking about on this stream. And again, if you got this far, please subscribe. Please give it the thumbs up. Check that you are still subscribed. And if you are watching this, please do give it the thumbs up. I do appreciate it. You know, I've got to say it. I've got to say it.
Don't talk like one of them. You're not.
I have to. It's YouTube. Shush. Iran says... Oh, no. I ain't done it yet. Hang on. Sorry. Iran says it is fully prepared to counter widened US economic sanctions. Oh, those naughty, naughty, naughty Iranians being attacked illegally, I might add, by the Americanos. And he still ain't done them, has he, Trump? He still ain't done them, has he? No. No. It's all lies. All lies. All lies.
All lies. All lies. It's all lies. All lies. Everything's a lie. All lies. All lies. Nothing is true. It's all lies. It's all lies. It's a lie. It's a lie. It's all lies. People, it's all lies.
Yeah, that's what I'd say. Anyway, let's have a look what's going on here. Iran has said it's confident it can counter widened US sanctions after Washington announced what it described as economic D-Day against the country to try and isolate it from the global economy. Well, the thing is, they've been under sanctions since I was a kid, haven't they? Like, I must have been about 10 years old or something, you know, and they've been under these sanctions, haven't they? And you're going to do it even more. And apparently, I don't know if this article, because I haven't read this article, but apparently this it could have a situation with China, right? These new sanctions. But China will just go, you know, off. You know what I mean? China ain't going to bet. It's madness. Anyway, we'll get into it. Iranian Economy Minister Ali, Mahdanizadeh said Tehran was fully prepared for sanctions, which he said would lead to another defeat for the US. Another defeat, and that's literally it, isn't it? It's another defeat, to be fair. Announcing a raft of new measures, US Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said any nation financially partnering with Iran would be isolated, and that banks and businesses dealing with Iran would share its isolation if they refuse to cut ties. So that's going to be China. 'Cause China, massive user of Iranian oil, massive, huge, and China, right, has all these finite resources that the West needs for, or the world needs for technology. So what are you going to do? What you're going to sanction China? What do you think China's going to do if you try and do that? What do you think China's going to do? Say, well, fuck you then. You're not having none of our stuff. It's just nonsense. It's absolute nonsense, all this. Announcing a raft of new measures, US Treasury Secretary Scott Bessent said, any nation... Oh, yeah, I just did that. Shush. I know. Look, I'm not the fucking BBC, all right? I'll do this for fun, okay? Don't dig your heels in. The moves follow U-turns and extended deadlines from the White House in its efforts to end the conflict. Well, you fucking started it. Should have thought about all this before you fucking kicked it off, shouldn't you? You know what I mean? Imbeciles. Imbeciles. Donkeys and elephants, apparently, in the government's thing, the political symbols in Americano for their uni party, because they got a uni party as well. Donkeys and elephants, and they are literally fucking led by donkeys and fucking elephants at this point. They haven't got the memory of an elephant, and they haven't got the fucking charm of a donkey. I can tell you that much. Bessent described the measures as the single greatest financial offensive ever. Sounds like Trump, doesn't he? This is the greatest financial destruction ever. Nobody does financial destruction like I Donald J. Trump does. I am the greatest. Nobody can beat me when it comes to sanctions. I do the best sanctions in the world ever. Is that a bit? Is me Donald? Is it getting better? My impression. Is it getting better? That's the question. Do you know what I mean? Is it getting better?
Don't talk like one of them. You're not.
Okay. Defy Tyrants is here, everybody. No. Defy Tyrants is here, everybody. I was a bit overzealous there with the old button, weren't I? Never mind. How you doing, Defy? Good to see you, mate. Better late than never. I hope you watch. I hope you lot who don't watch this live. I hope you actually watch it when it's done and it's up. You know, on the YouTube. And you should, if you do it that way, you should comment and let me know you've watched it and you enjoyed it, or you didn't, or whatever. But you should definitely do it. I don't know why. I don't get anything out of it. I don't get fucking money out of none of this. It's fucking ridiculous, really. Cost me money, if anything, to do these. Cost me loads of money. Against Iran, which would tighten the noose and block every political potential source of revenue. It won't. Some economists have questioned whether the latest sanctions will be effective, as this depends on the reaction from Iran's trading partners. These include China, told you, the biggest buyer of Iranian oil, told you, which has ignored previous US sanctions and continued to do business with Tehran. Of course it has. Last week, another of Iran's trade partners, the United Arab Emirates, said it was halting all financial transactions with the country. But hours after the US announcement, Iran said it was confident it would continue to trade with other nations. Madazizanzeda said neither China nor Russia has accepted the US measures and predicted other countries would resist them. The government is and was ready and has a 2-year plan to manage these events, he told the state television, adding Tehran has been waiting for these plans for a long time. They're geared up for it. Look, they've had years, right, of being threatened by the Americanos and the West. Years and years and years. It's not like that, and they're an ancient civilization. These people aren't thick, right? They're not goat herders in sandals. They're just not. I'd love to go to Iran. I would love to go to Iran. I bet it's brilliant. I bet the culture's great. I bet it's fantastic. I'd love to go there. But these people, I mean, when I look into like their military personnel, they've got like top degrees. They're so clever, these people. They're so educated. And not like, it's not a degree in David Beckham or diversity studies. These people have got proper, legitimate, high-end degrees. And, PhDs or whatever it is, all that stuff. They're brain boxes. They're not fools, these people. You know what I mean? They're just not. They're going to be, when this is all said and done, if it all ever does get said and done, Iran's going to come out much higher on this, I think. I think the chances of Iran collapsing and the USA collapsing, I think the odds are stacked that the USA will collapse far sooner than Iran for various reasons. The government, we also have our own tools and know how to play the game, he said. Responding to the US announcement, China said it was firmly opposed to what it called illegal unilateral sanctions. See, China's not wearing it. What are they going to do to China? Nothing. Foreign Ministry spokesman Ling Jiang said economic pressure tactics would not help resolve problems and Beijing would safeguard its own interests. The war has led to hikes in global oil prices, the illegal war, and in response to the latest threat, Iran warned it would shut down oil exports from the region if the war continued. The Iranian regime, not the government, they're the regime, remember, has also issued a fresh warnings to ships not to pass through the Strait of Hormuz without permission, according to Reuters. 1/5 of the world's oil and gas usually passes through the strait, a narrow, we know that, at a press conference earlier on Monday outlining what has been called Operation Economic Outcast. Original. See what I mean? The IQ on this is just outstanding. Bessett said the US was launching an economic onslaught against Iran's financial connections around the globe. Iran now faces a very clear choice with only two paths before them. Complete global isolation or a path back to normalcy with an opportunity to rejoin the global economy, he said. Look, if you lot hadn't have illegally attacked them, there wouldn't be any drama at the moment, would there? You did it. Fucking hell. The Treasury Secretary claimed America was no longer managing the Iranian threat. We are ending it. Yeah, of course you are. Besant said the Treasury had mapped networks, facilitators and financial channels used by Iran to evade sanctions to trade oil. The department said it had issued determinations against 5 sectors: digital assets, technology, gold, aviation and shipping. The Treasury has also imposed sanctions on almost 60 entities, individuals and vessels. In a warning to the government and the entities assisting or trading with Iran, he said they could not claim they are blind to enabling this activity. Why didn't the world, right, object to America's illegal attack and Israel's and then do the same on them? Why didn't that happen? How is it that Americano can do this to everybody, but why didn't nobody do it to the Americanos? What is going on? I mean, they illegally attacked during negotiations, didn't they? Them and Israel, that's fact. You know, blew up a school, 100 and odd little girls, double tapped, blown to bits, right? Where's the sanctions on Americano? Where's those sanctions? Who's been accountable for that little nugget? It don't happen, does it? Unbelievable, isn't it, really? Who's in the Epstein files, mate?
Everyone!
Ah, yeah, that's why, isn't it? Ah, yeah, I remember now. He declined to highlight specific countries, but said Trump would be phoning world leaders with specific requests to cease their interactions with the regime. While he said it was important to give people time to understand the new sanctions, he added, they should know that we will move very quickly and that we are serious. Damp squib. David Oxley, chief climate and commodities economist at Capital Economics, cast doubt on the effectiveness of the sanctions announced. With the renewed US naval blockade already strangling Iran's oil exports, the direct impact of economic D-Day on Iran's energy revenues will be somewhat of a damp squib, he said. We suspect that the new package will have only a limited direct impact on Iranian energy flows in the short term. He said that was partially due to the fact roughly 90% of Iran's oil goes to China, a country which has not recognised US sanctions in the past and is unlikely to be cowed this time either. Generally, the Chinese are against unilateral sanctions, said Ali Vaiz, Deputy Director of the Middle East and North African Programme at the International Crisis Group. They would comply with the multilateral or international sanctions, but unilateral sanctions just imposed by the US, they have always seen that as illegitimate, he told the BBC Radio 4's Today programme. And although Iran's neighbours like Pakistan, Turkey and Iraq want to maintain good relationships with the US, they can't really afford to cut off ties with Iran, Vez added. He said putting economic pressure on Tehran doesn't work because the Iranian regime is willing to absorb any pain and pass that on to its people. Over the course of the conflict so far, previous threats have included Trump saying in April that a whole civilization will die tonight. A whole civilization will die tonight. Because he cares that much about the Iranian people, you see. He cares so much that he's going to... A whole civilization will die tonight. Fucking mental case. Unless the Iran agreed to a deal to end the war and unblock the Strait of Hormuz. You started it and you got them to block it. The Strait of Hormuz was not an issue until you started doing that, Trump and Netanyahu. The US eventually climbed down from the position after mediator Pakistan intervened and called for more diplomacy. They can't do it. They're running out of everything. The economic impact on the Iran war is being felt in the US and across the world. Higher oil prices have fueled concerns over the cost of living, with petrol and diesel prices much higher than they were a year ago. In the US, gasoline prices have surpassed $4 a gallon, and affordability is among the top concerns of American voters ahead of the midterm elections in November. That's going to be very interesting if they go ahead. On Monday, a barrel of Brent crude, the global benchmark for oil prices, was $92. Last week, Besnet or whatever, announced the US government would intervene in the bond markets and buy back more government debt in a bid to boost demand for bonds and lower borrowing rates. But the impact of the announcements was short-lived, with long-term borrowing costs bouncing back up a day later. Told you, the American system will crash before the Iranian one does. You wait and watch. We're all going to watch this in real time. It's hilarious. Well, Dolly Parton ain't, obviously. Too soon. Anyway, yeah, defy tyrants, I agree. I love my country, but have always hated my evil government. Our countries, in fact, are excellent. They are wonderful and excellent. It's just that we are led by absolute... Who's been to Epstein's Island, mate?
Everyone!
There's a problem. There's a problem within the systems, isn't there? And there has been for a very, very, very long time. Ever since the Austrian artist... Even before that, I mean, he thought he was going to put it right, but unfortunately, he didn't manage to do it.
The Führer couldn't have said it better himself.
Cheers, mate. Yeah, you know, so it is what it is at this point. Former US President Barack Obama and several US allies have agreed a deal with the country in 2025, which lifted many sanctions in return for Iran agreeing to limit its nuclear program. However, Trump pulled out of that deal in 2018, calling it defective at its core, and reimposed all US sanctions on Iran. During Joe Biden's term, I mean, look at the state of all the presidents you have had, unbelievable. During Joe Biden's term as US president, he made some attempts to reinstate the Obama-era deal, but this did not happen. In April this year, the Trump administration launched a wave of sanctions on foreign banks and firms doing business with Tehran after it became clear its military operations had not caused Iran's regime to surrender. In other words, when the Americanos lost the war with Iran. That's the fact of it. That's what happened.
The Führer couldn't have said it better himself.
It's true, mate. It's true. You know what I mean? Anyway, on that note, yes, I've been tempted for wine o'clock. Yes. So my evening's going to get rather messy and disgusting in more ways than I can tell you on YouTube. It's such a good life I lead right now. It's unbelievable. It's great in actual fact. So stick that in your pipe and smoke it, all the haters. Anyway, if you got this far and you like my streams, please do follow and, well, not follow, is it? What is it? Subscribe. Subscribe. Do the thumbs up, please. Yeah, I hope you've enjoyed it. I hope more people, I don't know, if you could share these videos, if you've got the capacity to share these, please do share them, and we'll see if we can bump the numbers up a little bit. It'd be nice to get to 500. I think it's going to take me about 25 years at this point. Anyway, have a great time. I will be back tomorrow at 7 o'clock UK time, and we'll see what madness is going on in the world then, and I'll see if I can actually speak properly for once. So until then, hasta luego, muchas gracias, and adios, mi amigos.
We keep on moving. We keep on moving along, we keep on rolling. No, we ain't slowing it down. We keep on moving. We keep on moving along, we keep on rolling. Yeah. No, we ain't slowing it down. Let's go. We ain't slowing down, baby. Come and show me how. Gotta do it right now. You know you gotta hold me down. Can I let the moment pass? Good things they never last. Pull up in a whip, you know I had to hit the gas. Yeah, that's premium. Ain't worried about the other side, they know that they ain't beating. I'm on everything I love. Work to the man above, keep it cool, calm, collected. At this point, you get the message. Life is hectic, but we gotta keep it rolling, no. Gotta keep it moving like we stole it, though. Rolling with the punches, giving hits like we are Interscope. Even though I'm clocking, punching in, I'm independent, though. Staying prayed up, ain't nothing gon' phase us. Ain't never gon' let a lame say what they just made up. I never take a pay cut, we getting what we worth in. I never change the blueprint, cause we know it's really working. Moving. We keep on moving along. Keep it moving, keep it rolling. No, we ain't slowing it down. Never slowing down, never moving. We keep on moving along. Keep it moving, keep it moving, keep it rest your head, they think they can compete. If you gotta skip steps, then the plan is not complete. Get your reps in, get your reps in, get your. Never rest on a past success. You gotta love what you do if you tryna be the best. Moving,
We keep on moving along.
keep it moving, keep it rolling. Never slowing down, never moving.
We keep on moving
Keep it moving, keep it moving, keep it rolling. Keep it rolling, keep it moving. We ain't never gonna lose it.
Who's been to Epstein Island, mate?